Hello everyone and welcome to the WCG for match 6 of the 2022 Texbet Australia Day T20 Big Bash, which sees the defending champions Young Money Cash Money taking on the WCG Babes and what looms to be a must-win encounter for both sides. The defending champions Young Money Cash Money suffered a narrow loss to the Nif Nuffs in the opening game of Group B, so their title defence hangs in the balance. Here, as you can see on your screens now, that it's the Nif Nuffs who sit pretty at the top of Group B after that opening win against the defending champions. However, you'd think they could bounce back in this one. That is, of course, the upset of all upsets was to occur, and the defending champions would crash out at the group stage. And just before we head down to the middle, we'd like to thank our major sponsor for this year's tournament, Texbet, who have been fantastic since jumping on board. Bet local, bet with Tex. Both sides and the umpire have made their way out into the middle, and it's time for the all-important toss in this one.
It's a flat, ironically enough, and it is a flat. What would you like to do?
So in the first bit of good news of the day for the Babes, they have won the toss and they have elected to bowl in this one. As we take a look at their side for this year's competition, it's as you were from last year's edition. The side will be captained by Samantha Guy once again. Tanya Sargent, who had an impressive tournament in last year's edition, lines up for the Babes once again. And the Babes are rounded out by Vanessa Fowler, who, if you remember from last year's tournament, had an absolute day out in the field. As we take a look at the defending champs lineup, it was an underwhelming performance with the ball from their lead two men, Ryan Schaefer and Rabiel Basher. However, Schaefer stood up with the bat once again, but it just wasn't enough to get them home against the pink. And they're going to have to get the business done in this one, otherwise they'll crash out at the group stage for the second time in 3 years. So there's a lot at stake here in match 7. Young Money Cash Money taking on the Babes. Let's go. And not surprisingly, it will be Ryan Schaefer who will get this innings underway for the defending champions. Was dismissed for 22 in the final ball of the innings in their last match, and it wasn't enough to get him home. Can he stand up once again for the men in black? So it'll be Tanya Sargent who's going to bowl the first over of the innings. As she goes around the wicket here to Schaefer. Here she's in now. This one's a full toss on. It beats Vanessa Fowler there at cover for the first boundary of the contest. That's an uncharacteristic start from Vanessa Fowler in the field, who was so good in last year's edition. Young Money Cash Money off and racing. Sargent to continue around the wicket in the opening over of the contest. Here she's in now. This one's a good length delivery and it's played away on the offside towards Fowler again. And this time she stops it. That's better from Vanessa. That's what we're accustomed to here in the field. Here's Sargent will continue again now to Schaefer. This one's a good delivery outside the offside. Oh, it's been given a wide by the umpire. Well, that looked a tight call from this angle. But the umpire says, no, we're having an extra. So Young Money Cash Money, no wicket for 5 in the opening over. Sargent will continue again now to Schaefer. Oh, and this one definitely is a wide. If this one's off the pitch, there's no escaping the wide call there for Sargent. It's pretty uncharacteristic there from Tanya, who's been so good with the ball over the last couple of years. Just needs to get back on that length. As Sargent is in once again around the wicket here to Schaefer. Here she's in now. This one's a full delivery and it's played away towards Fowler once again. And once again, Fowler is behind it and stops it well. So back on the money there was Sargent. It's a good delivery. Here she'll continue again now to Schaefer, and this one's a full toss. It's played away towards the skipper there at mid-wicket, who once again gets behind it and stops well. So good stuff in the field here from the Babes to begin with. Here back-to-back dots in the opening over as we arrive at the final delivery of the first over. This one's another full toss and it's driven down the ground, this time by Schaefer, and Sargent can't get behind it. It's a boundary for Schaefer. He moves along to 8. Young Money Cash Money finished the opening over at no wicket for 10. The skipper, Sam Guy, who's going to bowl the second over of the innings. Here she's in now to Schaefer, and Schaefer gives himself some room and plays it away on the leg side, and it beats Tanya Sargent there for another boundary. Expertly played there from Schaefer, who waited on it and timed it magnificently. Men in black move along to no wicket for 15. Guy to continue to Schaefer in the second over of the innings. Here she's now over the wicket. This one's a good length delivery. It's played towards Vanessa Fowler once again. And once again, she gets behind it and stops it well. Here's Guys back to the top of the mark quickly. And in once again. This one's another good length delivery. It's played back down the ground. Respect shown here from Schaefer as it's back-to-back dots for the Babes. These guys in once again. This is played towards Tanya Sargent on the leg side, and it goes through her legs. And it's another boundary here for Young Money Cash Money. It's unfortunate there for the Babes, who have been fantastic in the field. Schaefer now moves along to 16. The defending champions 19 without loss. So the skipper is in for the final delivery of the over. She's in now to full toss, played away on the leg side, and I think this has gone all the way for a maximum. It has. Brilliant timing once again from Schaefer as he moves along to 22. His side 27 without loss after 2. So exactly the start Young Money Cash Money were looking for in this Group B encounter. 27 without loss after 2 overs. Schaefer 22 not out, and they'll be looking to post a monster target and put this one to bed early. So it will be Tanya Sargent who will bowl the third over of this innings. She's in now around the wicket here to Schaefer. This one's a full delivery, and it's half stop there from Fowler. It moves towards the boundary, but she reacts just in time. Well, we're getting treated to another Fowler masterclass here in the field. It's well hit there from Schaefer, and she reacts just in time. Well done. Sargent to continue to round the wicket here to Schaefer in the third over. Here she's in now, and this one's a full delivery, and it's driven on the up here from Schaefer as he hammers this down the ground for another boundary. It might not have been the quickest ball of all time, but this is still an impressive stroke from Schaefer on the up, and he pierces the gap beautifully. Young Money Cash Money 31 without loss. Sargent will continue around the wicket here to Schaefer. This one's a full toss. It's played away towards second guy on the leg side, and she stops it with her boot as it rebounds off the clothesline, and she gathers to prevent a boundary. So they've been awesome in the field once again, have the Babes. As Sargent's in once again to Schaefer, and this one's a back of a length delivery, and Schaefer gets a thick outside edge as it dribbles on the offside, and he'll move through for a single. Young Money Cash Money 32 without loss with 1 to go. So it's going to be the skipper Sam Guy to bowl the final over of the innings. And she's in now to Schaefer, and this one's a full delivery, and Schaefer gets a thick inside edge onto his leg, and he'll move through for a single. So a good start to the over here from the Babes. Young Money Cash Money move along to 33 without loss. So this will be a stern ask of the Babes. And Schaefer moves along to 28. And that single already chalks up 50 runs for Ryan Schaefer in this year's tournament. He's picking up where he left off in last year's edition. Here's Samantha Guy will continue to Schaefer now in the final over of the innings. Here, this one is shorter delivery, and it's played away on the leg side, and it beats Tanya Sargent at mid-wicket once again for another boundary. Schaefer moves along to 32, and the defending champions move along to 37 without loss with 3 to go. So the alarm bells will be ringing here for the WCG Babes. As Guy will continue to Schaefer in the final over. This one's a full delivery. No, and he's gone for the reverse paddle, and he's reverse paddled it straight to the bin. So Schaefer has to go in unusual fashion. Well, you've got to give it to him. It's an impressive bit of skill to just get a hold of it, let alone middle it. But he's middled it straight into the bin, and the Babes have their first wicket of the tournament. Another good knock from Schaefer comes to an end. It's 1 for 37. So that's a big moment for the Babes, as that wicket now brings Sean Cook to the crease here at number 2, who has 2 deliveries left remaining in the innings to do some damage. Can he push the defending champion score beyond that 40 mark? So it'll be Sam Guy into Sean Cook for his first delivery of the innings. Here she's in now, it's a good delivery, and it's played towards Vanessa Fowler, who fumbles, but she reacts quick enough to get on it and prevent any runs scored. So we arrive at the final delivery of the innings. It's Guy into Cook, and it's played away on the offside once again, and once again it's stopped by Fowler. So it's back-to-back dots to end the innings. Oh, hang on, I think there's an extra delivery being bowled here. It's been allowed to go by the umpire, but it's a dot anyway. So it's 3 dots to end the innings here for Young Money Cash Money. The Babes finish well here to restrict them to 37. And it's 38 to get for the Babes to cause the upset of all upsets. So a pretty solid batting effort once again from Young Money Cash Money, led by their main man Ryan Schaefer at the top, propelling the defending champions to 1 for 37 after their 20 deliveries. Schaefer top scoring with 32. Sam Guy, the skipper, picking up the solitary wicket with the ball. And it's 38 to get for the WCG Babes to register their first ever win at the Australia Day T20 Big Bash. So it's going to be Tanya Sargent who will get this run chase underway for the Babes. Was impressive with the bat in last year's edition. Can she get the Babes off to another flyer here in this one? So it'll be the skipper, Rabiel Basher, the bowler, first over of the innings. As he's in around the wicket here to Sargent. He's in now and he begins with a wayward delivery once again, picking up where he left off in his opening match. And that one's a no ball to begin with. So the Babes off and running here in this run chase. Basher will continue again now to Sargent. This one's another full toss, it's hit up in the air, and Schaefer completes the catch. So that's the first wicket down for the Babes. It's the dangerous Sargent who has to go for a duck. That's just a start Young Money Cash Money we're looking for with the ball. Well, I'll tell you what, it's touch and go for a no ball once again, but it's been given out. 1 for 1. So that wicket will now bring Vanessa Fowler to the crease at number 2. Renowned for her work in the field, but not exactly with the bat. So this will be a tough task indeed. She'll have to face a fired up Rabiel Basher, who's going to steam into the chicks here. He's taken no mercy. Here he's in now. This one's a quick delivery, but this one slides down the leg side. They'll have to be called a wide. So the Babes 1 for 2 in the run chase. El Basher taking no prisoners here as he's steaming in. He wants this bonus point. Here he's in once again to Fowler, who gets plenty on this, but it's well fielded off his own bowling from El Basher, which spares him some embarrassment. Here the crowd would have erupted if that went to the boundary, but El Basher moves smartly to his right off his own bowling, makes a stop. El Basher to continue to foul in the opening over of the run chase. Here he's in over the wicket, and this one's a thick outside edge from Vanessa Fowler, and that could have flown anywhere, but it flies into the net and drops safely. Here, this is good from Fowler, who is taking up the fight to El Basher, who is steaming in, as he's in once again, and this one hits Fowler on the body, and she wears it well, I think. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you can hear the crowd reaction in the background, but they are absolutely giving it to El Basher. Here he's in for the final ball of the over, and Fowler gets a bottom edge through to the keeper, but it's hit the ground in the process. The Babes 1 for 2, as Ryan Schaefer will bowl the second over of the innings. Here he's in now to Fowler, and this one's played away on the leg side, and has that gone for 6, or is that out? Well, there's a bit of conjecture as to what's going on. I think it's been given 6. It's been given a 6 here by the umpire. Oh, I think that's out, you know. But I think a bit of mercy shown here by Young Money Cash Money. So what do you know? El Basher does have a heart. Here is Schaefer will continue again now to Fowler. He's in now. This one's a slower delivery, and it goes right through Fowler as it knocks back her middle pole. So that's the second wicket down for the Babes. And the defending champions could be eyeing off a bonus point here. It's right in the block hole, and it knocks her over. 2 for 8. So the Babes staring down the barrel here in match 6. And that wicket now brings the skipper Samantha Guy to the crease. And she'll have to play a captain's knock out of this world if she's going to get her side home in this one. 30 required for victory for the Babes. 1 wicket in the next 3 deliveries secures a bonus point here for the defending champions. It'll be Schaefer to continue to Guy for her first delivery. He's in now, and this one goes right through Guy. And that was nearly the moment for the defending champs. Here with the Nifnuffs taking on the WCG Babes in the pink stink next. A bonus point may prove academic, but it may perhaps put a little bit of pressure on the men in pink. Here is Schaefer is in once again to Guy, and this one's hit over the fence. To end with it is. So that's the win for Young Money Cash Money, and they acquire a bonus point in the process. Young Money Cash Money hammer the Babes by 30 runs here in match 6. Samantha Guy is still yet to score a run off the bat in a T20 match. And barring an absolute miracle, Young Money Cash Money have qualified for the next round. So in a pretty thorough performance here from the defending champions, they have hammered the WCG Babes by 30 runs here in match 6. They have acquired a bonus point in the process and have moved to the top of Group B temporarily, with the Nifnuffs taking on the WCG Babes in the final match of Group B. And barring an absolute miracle, you would think the Nifnuffs are going to be good enough to get home in that one and leapfrog Young Money Cash Money to top spot. As we'll quickly duck back down to the middle with Daniel Arnold with the Mosh Mic.
G'day guys, Coco with the Mosh Mic. We've got Sammy Sam here with the WCG Babes. I don't know if the first game went the way you planned, but you went okay. How do you feel?
Mate, Mate, it went the way we planned.
It went the way we planned?
I got better on ball, I'm happy. No, I'm kidding. No, the girls did really well.
Mate, I think they perform well. Ness again in the field. It's dynamite. She goes well.
Tanya bowling, killed it. She did. I'm very proud.
Right, you did well. Good luck for the second round.
Thanks, lovely.
Robbie's a cheat. And Robbie's a cheat.
And Robbie's, nah, he's alright. He was actually helping me.
Robbie's a cheat.
Thank you to Daniel Arnold, who's had another impressive interview there on the Mosh Mic. So as we take a look at how Group B stands after 2 matches, and it is Young Money, Cash Money who top the group after their bonus point win here in match 6. However, you would expect the Nif Nuffs to get up in their next fixture against the Babes and end up topping the pile. However, if the Babes can produce one of the biggest upsets of all time, they may just not get the Nif Nuffs. So plenty to play for in the final match of Group B. So as we look ahead to the next match of the tournament, the Puff and Billies will look to continue their charge in this year's edition as they take on the tournament debutants taking over, who will be looking to stamp their mark on the Australia Day T20 Big Bash.